I had it next to everything else. Well, that was unfortunate. Stream went offline for like a second. Because I was trying to click on, say, just... Okay, there we go. Is that...
You're as bad as Jeff.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's good. Now I just gotta adjust my camera.
Just get a second monitor. Holy fuck.
I should, yeah. But, okay. I mean, actually, I have a second monitor, but it doesn't, it's an older one. It doesn't have HDMI, so I need an adapter piece, and I've just been lazy.
Yeah, my second monitor is like that too.
Yeah.
I have 3 different monitors, and they all have a different connection cable.
Dude, that's like, for a long time, the monitor I was using when I was streaming was one that I got for $5 at like a yard sale, and it was literally from 2000. It was made in 2004 because it still had the manufacturing information on it. It literally was in 2004, but for a 2004 monitor, it was probably like top of the line because it was like flat screen, but kind of a fake flat screen. Like it was like this thick when you looked at it from the side, but it was still only this thick, which is like pretty good for a monitor from 2004.
Good, yeah.
It wasn't a dinosaur, right? And like it probably cost like several $100 when you got it. And it had like, for a monitor from then, the resolution was like 720p, so it wasn't that bad. But
Not only do all 3 monitors need a different cable, all 3 of them are different resolution. One of them I got on discount at Best Buy and it's a 720. It's actually like a TV.
Yeah.
One's 1080, and then the main monitor is 28 inches, 1440, 144 hertz.
yeah.
So
man.
I
Yeah.
went all in on one direction.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Okay. Well, why don't we go and do a recap? What did we have? What happened last time?
I almost died several painful deaths in the span of 30 minutes.
Beholder bad.
That is true. Helios got a little fucked by the baby beholder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were.
Mind you.
Yeah, you guys were in the middle of a heist, and you reached the criminal mastermind dude's office. Got into a scuffle with him. He was not a threat. His bodyguard was a little bit more of a threat, but then the real threat was barreling down the stairs came a beholder that was his
adopted son.
His adopted son.
Yeah, that's where all of his actual wealth went. If we had gotten here a week earlier, he would have had like 50,000 gold on him.
But
but he bought a baby beholder.
Yeah. So he bought a small beholder, and it was a juvenile beholder, and it saw you attacking its father, and it was not happy. Yeah, so
It was not happy.
So it let's see. It paralyzed Bree. So Bree was like held in place. Then it blasted like death rays that sucked life force out of you guys. Then it blasted Helios with a petrification ray. So Helios starts turning to stone like, ugh. That could have been bad.
And through the power of music, I saved myself.
Yeah, he was able to cast from his instrument. He actually had dispel magic, which I forgot about. That was very clutch. Then
it charmed Talvo.
It charmed Talvo.
Should be incredibly scary for a fucking caster party.
Yeah, and that almost went bad, but luckily you killed it before Talvo was able to do anything. So
take a turn.
Yeah.
So like 7 dice in TKO.
What, you guys can't take 50 damage to the face?
No.
Yeah. So
I did from the disintegration beam.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and get started then? So let me make the volume on the music a little better.
Yeah, we went back to we traveled back to the hotel, and then
yeah, we all got our loot. We all regrouped back at the hotel.
Mm-hmm, yeah, Duncan specifically used one of the homebrew potions that the sketchy wizard apprentice had made. Yeah,
Alchemist.
Yeah,
or apothecary.
Yeah, well, he's like a wizard, but he does that as a side job, you know. His side hustle, you know. And you guys made it back. Everything went well. You were able to get your rest. You didn't get attacked again. But then in the morning, you were all woken by the sound and smell of a massive fart ripped by Adau. That's canon. I wasn't joking, by the way. It literally happens. And Adau, it even wakes you up, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't, like, you know, you feel normal. Okay, hold on, I'm fixing... There we go, now we're good.
Yeah, poison damage.
So...
Half poison, half psychic.
Yeah, and when this happens, you're like, oh god, like, that felt weird. Because you felt normal, and then all of a sudden, I mean, you're sleeping, and then all of a sudden it just ripped out. It's so hard that it woke you up. So.
Alright, well.
Part of you just left.
Yeah. Well, I have 3 more flasks. Of that well water, at least.
Did you mix it with the fourth potion?
Yes.
Like, I don't know what happened.
I was expecting something bad, but not humiliating. That's the worst.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a new day. You haven't had guards come and pound on your door or anything yet. You have a lot of loot that you could potentially sell. You know, it's up to you guys. You have an IOU and as well as a bank letter. Bunch of different stuff.
Oh, I forgot about the IOU.
Yeah, from a city administrator. Basically, the way that city is set up is there's different districts. And this was from, I think I said the temple district. Yeah, there's like a temple district and the district administrator. So basically like a mayor over part of the city has an IOU. And the way it's written out is that it's written that like anyone who holds this paper has my favor. Because the idea is that it should be tradable in case the criminal mastermind wanted to trade it to someone else, right? So... Anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just typing to sort out the loot because we didn't do that last time.
Yeah.
But do we want?
First things first, I think Talvo's gonna order a room service. We're all getting a full English breakfast.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. They honestly, they're not gonna charge you anything either, because they still kind of owe you from the previous night. You brought in a lot of money with Helios' performance.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you guys are you're fine to order some room service, massive breakfast brought up to you.
So.
No, wait, hold on. One thing.
How much?
Actually, no. Go ahead.
Okay. So obviously, we have a list of things to do. Just trying to make a long arching, like, path of what we're gonna do. Obviously, we're gonna go save my friend. That's very far down the line. Prior to that, we're gonna go fight the demon, the devil.
We're headed to Ousterguard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, I think we need to spend as little as time possible here and get out before the repercussions of our actions catch up with us.
That'll be like 7 sessions down the line.
We haven't even like. There are several things that haven't happened yet that should have happened. There are several groups already following us that haven't caught up yet.
We've got an army building that we're gonna use at the end, so later.
Or maybe they have, and that's.
Do we save the IRU then for like future consequences?
Talking about
to get out
making
of it?
that map. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because does it have an expiration date written on it, or is it printed, or is it handwritten, or what?
For what? Sorry.
Does it if it's like the IOU?
Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything. It just says basically in you know, in many more words, but it basically says like whoever holds this note is owed 1 favor by the dude's name is Baldy, so
I forgot about
the city administrator Baldy.
Oh,
Baldy, yeah, Baldy SpaceX. Okay, that's a horror game from a while ago. Okay, yes.
Cameras are gone, by the way.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
really?
It's because I'm adjusted. It's fine. There you go. They should be back now.
Okay, so
So,
first
but yeah.
of all, we came here to buy healing potions. Let's buy healing potions.
No, we did buy healing potions.
But
Oh, didn't we?
no, we didn't. We didn't get to it.
Oh,
You
I
guys,
have 1.
Oh, I know why it's not interested in the cameras, because they're not pinned to the top. I don't know why it undid that. Okay, now they'll be good. Now they'll be good. Okay.
So yeah, let's get some like healing potions. Maybe Okay, this is a Minecraft thing. I don't know if it's a D&D. Is there like mass splash healing potions, like something you just chuck at the ground and heals people?
I don't think so. There's mass healing word, which is a spell I have.
Can you liquefy a spell?
you can enchant you can make a potion out of a spell, I think.
Well, you can make it would be like a spell scroll, really. Is the best way to do that.
Of course, duh, yeah.
But I want to just take a piece of paper, just.
I like the idea of a liquefied hypnotic pattern, which is just you just chuck like a malt liquor at the ground.
How do
everyone gets fucking
yeah.
wasted.
Okay, so here I have all the stuff written down that we got.
Water.
All of these errands that we now have to do before we, and we don't have to, but before we leave. I think we should claim the banknote. Buy healing potions.
Yeah.
Leave. I think that's the order of operations.
But what about the special favor we have? Do we use it now or?
No, I think we wait, and then we can come back and like give it to one of our like a dwarf guy.
Hey, you kill
give it to Riley. Yo.
Riley's a halfling.
Let's give it to Riley.
Yeah, but like Riley, he's got like a little rat tail. He's like a funny little bard.
Yeah, but he can't get into the inner district. I guess if he shows that to the guards, he might be able to.
That's the idea.
I feel like we should have minimal interaction with the guards. So give it to a dwarf who can get in on his own, and then he goes to see Baldy. But anyway, I also think that's a problem for later. Because what favor do we need from the admin of the temple district right now? You know?
Some casters to help with the devil boss fight would be cool.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, that is true. We do have 84 people on our castle currently. Who can help us with that?
This is a touch of metagaming, but I did accidentally find out that devils are immune to poison damage.
Some are.
Well, maybe this one isn't.
It depends. I mean, actually, here's the thing: is you guys, while you're in this city, none of you would have any reason to have like studied devils in the past and stuff like that. But you could potentially find sources of information in this city that you're in currently.
Yeah. Can I find information about the mine itself that we're going to? Because it's like an abandoned mine, so there's probably like books and shit on it when it used to be.
Sure. I mean, I may have some reason.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Well, here, let's roll. Let's have you roll then on our Arcana check, Duncan, just for what you already know, and then just Duncan for now, and then okay. So with a 17, you would know a good bit about the basics when it comes to demons and devils. You would know that supposedly in other parts of the in the hell world that demons and devils are from, which is just like every other part of this world, disconnected from this part of the world, right? But supposedly, when there was open connections between this part of the world and hell, demons and devils would both occasionally make forays into the world of mortals to try to, lots of times abduct people, right? Lots of times to try and establish, to try to conquer parts of this world. And they were almost always driven back. But little, especially in deep mountain mines and stuff like that, lots of times they would have little fortresses built up. And beyond that, though, you don't really know exactly what type of devil this archdevil is. But you would know that the main type of devil that is generally the leader caste are the pit fiends. Pit fiends are kind of the devil equivalent of the Balor for demons. And if you didn't know Balor, this is fun fact. Balor are totally not copyright infringement Balrogs from Lord of the Rings, like the Balrog. So they had to change them. It was originally called Balrog. They had to change the name, I think, because they were going to get sued by the Tolkien estate. Same with hobbits. They call them halflings, but they were originally just called hobbits too. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's get a little bit of movement here. How many potions are we buying? And from
many?
So, I mean, so... Yeah, I don't know. So potions kind of mess with our action economy.
How much
it takes a while to drink them.
Yeah, but you're all squishy, and I think you need just a
Very
little
squishy.
bit.
Like a healing potion.
Like Helios is the only one squishier than you.
Yeah, and look, I've almost died several times. I would like the healing magic water.
Okay. Oh yeah. You can have the healing magic water juice. That's fair.
I mean, I also have like my healing sword, but also like once per round, I can just half my damage.
Oh, I just realized something, by the way. Sorry, Duncan, you had also drunk some of the magic healing water on its own, right?
Yeah, that was before.
Yeah, and it gave you.
Had me roll, I think.
It gave you like.
Oh yeah, it gave me 5 temp HP.
It gave you 5 temp HP. When you wake up in the morning, you actually feel the effects of it still, but as a negative. You feel like it's taken a toll on your health, and you're actually starting off with 5 less normal HP this day.
Okay.
Yeah. Not from your max, just just out of your pool, you have 5 less.
Oh, okay. So like I could theoretically heal to 72, but I have 67.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, the water, because it's tainted, this holy water is tainted. It has the healing effect still, the temp HP, but it has a negative now. So
maybe I should just get rid of those. We'll see. They are funny. I do enjoy the funny. In fact, yeah, okay, I'll get rid of them, but I'm gonna get rid of them by drinking the rest of them because I think maybe this will. Like, that must have been because of that wacky potion that the guy sold us. So I'm gonna drink the rest of this because I felt bolstered when I drank it the first time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna down the 3 flasks of that.
Okay.
I mean,
and then be rid of them.
Didn't our room have a hot tub in it? Could we just pour them all out into the hot tub?
Don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
Adau wants to chug it. Okay.
Can't argue with that.
Adau wants, like, I think there's this saying. I think it was Machiavelli. It was, in part, all of your bad, like, do all of your bad stuff to your populace all at once, instead of a bunch of times. And so I'm doing that. I'm doing a bunch of bad right now, instead of a little bit of bad for the rest of time.
I
think it's smart.
Gearing up for 15 sessions, yes.
We all lived through the Trump regime. We know outrage fatigue is a thing.
Yeah, exactly. True. Hit point fatigue, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, but yeah, so, okay, so...
Message off potion.
The what?
This thing before. This thing like the enchanting potion that is fucking
if you drink
so
them,
anyway, what happens?
You get, so you can only have one source of temp HP at a time.
Yeah.
So you'd only have 5 still, like they each replace each other. Like they don't do any additional effect. So you still only have 5 temp HP from this. And that's it for now.
Okay, for now.
Talvo looks at Adau and he says, "I'm sorry, did I oversalt your breakfast? Why are you so thirsty?"
You cooked this? No.
This thirsty on a Monday?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel hungover. I didn't have, like, even though we didn't. Oh, we did drink last night. We had the fire whiskey. It's been 3 sessions for one night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Okay, anyway. Yeah, let's continue with the breakfast.
Yeah, with the breakfast.
Okay. Yes, I mean, your breakfast, it's a nice, pleasant time. Yeah, do you, what do you guys do after this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so Duncan, yeah, like I said, you have some basic knowledge about, like, demons and devils. If you want to try and research specifically, like, what type of devil this guy is, this is probably the place to do it in the city. Because that city, that Austergard, was taken over by the Archdevil couple hundred years ago or whatever, right? But before that, it was actually like owned by the kind of dwarven kingdom that controls this place you're in, that you're in the capital of. So there could be records related to like people who saw it, who survived the initial attack and conquest.
Okay.
A map of the place.
Yeah, Helios said he was going to look for information on the layout So that would be like in like libraries, which there probably aren't too many libraries openly available to outsiders that aren't in the inner city. But in the outer city, you could probably find like some like collector's stores that have books and stuff. So you could probably do that. And Duncan, if you wanted to look for information on the devil, you'd probably have to go to like temples or maybe also, you know, places that have books, but temple's probably going to be your best bet.
Where is our castle at this point?
I believe it's just like an hour outside the city by walking.
Just parked somewhere in the stratosphere. Maybe not that high.
So would I be able to just, like, have people like go search out some like rumors and stuff, just some basic ideas about what they maybe hear about this keep we're heading towards?
Has it been 100 years for the last news from it?
I mean, Duncan's camera died.
Oh, now it's you. Oh, you're Doge.
Yeah, I'm now a Doge. The DM is the Doge. But anyways, I would say...
me. I'm Helios. What the heck?
I would say that you were already kind of doing a lot of that the day before, I believe, right? Weren't you like? And the thing is, it's one of those things that like the average commoner is not going to know that much about this, right? There's not really a lot of rumors. It'd be like asking a random person about like what happened at the Battle of Iwo Jima, right? It's like unless you're really like a military history nerd.
We won, I guess.
Yeah, like you're gonna know, like, oh, we lost the city to this devil. That's about it, right?
Okay, I was just,
yeah.
Although I do not want. I did send some riders to the dragon like 8 sessions ago, and I rolled a nat 20. So when we get there, I want a good background lore.
Yeah. You sent just some informants there to gather information.
Yeah. Okay. Just trying to help out.
Mm-hmm. So Adau, do you want to go to like some temples to try and ask about the devil?
They're gonna take you in and be like, "Oh no, we gotta cleanse you." Talking about devils.
They're gonna try to baptize me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, I will do that, and I think I'll hand. Or actually, wait, hold on. Talvo, what do you have to do? What are you going to do while I do this?
Well, if nobody else is gonna do it, I was gonna go buy the healing potions and try to hit them with the charisma.
Okay, yeah. So in that case, I'm gonna give you the banknote, and I think you should go, accompanied by some of our dwarven members of the party, warband rather, to a bank. Look like you're a bodyguard or something, so it looks like they're the ones taking out the money.
Do we need to go into the inner city to cash this banknote?
No, there's a lot of merchants of other places come here to do business. So the biggest banks are actually there's only like a few actual banks, and when I say bank, like they're not really like, there's no such thing as just a banking business. What it is most of the time is that it is like a merchant guild or merchant family that also runs a bank, right? As part of that.
So I mean, I guess ideally, like these notes are trusted. I can go to a merchant and be like, "Here, this is worth 5,000," and they would just go cash check later.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then, let's find us a decent looking apothecary to go buy some healing potions.
Okay.
Also, it's for 3,000. Just I didn't say that.
Yeah. So
I just want to let you know.
Yeah. So if you want to take Talvo, Talvo wants to take like a couple of the dwarves from the castle to be like, hey, you know, we're gonna go to the bank together, so it looks less suspicious.
Yeah, I want to take a couple dwarves. Okay. I also want Riley to come with.
Okay. All right. And yeah, that works. And then what is Bree going to? What is Bree going to be doing?
I said, how's your investigation? If you want to look up like the maps and stuff.
Well, I don't know. What should I be doing? I haven't got anything.
You want to come try to do the research? Because like you're good with directions, and I'm trying to like find a layout of this place that used to exist.
Oh yeah.
If
he finds a map, he can probably like, memorize.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I found this, but I can't read, so.
Okay, so we'll say that maybe Bree and Helios are together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll each do like an investigation check, and whoever gets the better one found the.
Yeah. Well, what we could do is, here's what I'll say is let's start with Talvo. We'll go through each of these one at a time. So, Talvo, if you want to, or actually, yeah, there's no rolls. It's not like you're really deceiving or anything. When you get to the one of these merchant trading hall bank places, and kind of head in, are you gonna let one of the dwarves in your group do the talking then? Or is Talvo gonna be the talker still?
Do we have a spare set of sending stones?
Probably. There's like ones we haven't used in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I have. Well, we don't have a spare. I gave one to Rockheel, and I have the other one.
Yeah.
Unless Helios has another set.
I don't think.
We might just from having them around from lock days, you know.
No, that's the one that I think doesn't your shaman have that one? I think. Shot.
Well, okay. Here's
Yeah, Shaw does have one.
Yeah.
So using, I would have informed this guy before he went in. With Thieves' Cant, I would give him 2 code words.
Okay.
That are basically good deal, bad deal.
Yeah.
And then, if something was happening during the negotiations, I would say one or the other.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So then this kind of dwarf goes up, starts talking to the dude working this the teller. The teller it's in Dwarvish actually, so Talvo wouldn't really understand. But Riley actually speaks a bit of Dwarvish. She'd be whispering, muttering, translating to you. And so you tell you he's oh yeah, okay, the dude's just asking where we got the note and everything. And Riley's okay, our guy just said we traded for it. We're merchants, so we traded furs. And do you give any signals to say good job or bad job or what?
Oh, didn't plan for this. Let me think.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone.
One of these days, I'll get around to having one of you teach me fucking Dwarvish.
You might have picked some of it up. We've been here a while. But maybe not enough.
DM?
Yeah. What's up?
Ruling on that?
No, not enough to function in a negotiation.
Yeah, have you been trying to learn? No, so...
Insight. I want to see his body language.
The teller, or...?
Yes, the teller. I'm trying to see how this deal is going and whether or not we're in trouble or not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, roll an insight then. Sorry, let's check this something in the background.
Oh,
it's pretty good. Actually, honestly, it seems totally fine. This guy seems like he's just doing his job. He doesn't even seem like he really cares that much. He's just kind of this is his 9 to 5. He's doesn't seem like you're gonna have to, unless you do something suspicious. You're probably fine.
We need to share a language. Shit. What is the likelihood of this teller speaks common?
You can intervene in common, and you would know as being a teller, probably a good chance. He speaks the main human tongue of the area.
So
there's a lot of human merchants here.
Could I just seem impatient? Listen, we're just here to we have stuff to do. I'm just trying to cash this note. I want to be on my way. I want to seem impatient, not with him in particular, because people who are dickheads to service workers are assholes. I'm just listen, I know you're doing your job, cool, but I got stuff to do.
Sure. Okay.
Can I just be can we just cash this and get on our way? I'm not trying to screw with you.
Roll me a persuasion. Roll me a persuasion check.
Well, no, I was hitting him with panache. Oh, that is persuasion. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Oh no.
You rolled a 1? Bro, no way.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm just getting something up. Okay.
You're dropping off a chair. I can't. You won't want it.
So, I mean, it's actually it's good enough to kind of get him to be like okay, like sure, I'm not gonna pull your leg too much. So the guy's like, it's like okay, just here, sir, and he kind of like hands this to you because you're the one speaking now. He's like, can I have you sign this? And it's like a form basically affirming that this is like a legit business check, right?
Well, I wasn't trying to straight trade Justin for money. I was trying to like get a little bit of credit. Like, I give you this, you give me a couple healing potions, and then you give me the change.
This guy's like, we don't sell potions here, sir. This is a merchant trade office.
I specifically asked you. I want to go because I asked you like, hey.
Well, okay, but I mean, we can. They're not going to accept a banknote for like.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah. They would have just, if you did that, they would have just told you got to go turn it into coin first. So you would have ended up in the same situation. Yeah.
I'll sign it.
Okay. Are you going to sign it with your real name?
Read it.
Read it.
Riley, like one of the dwarves would tell you what it's saying, and it's all standard. It's like, this is a legit establishment. They're not going to try to.
We're gonna sign it, but we're gonna hit it with a sleight of hand.
Okay, what are you gonna?
And I'm gonna attempt to sign Gorbach.
Gorbach? Okay.
Korbach.
Korbach. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. So.
Nothing could go wrong.
With Korbach's name. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. The dude is like, oh, that's interesting. Were you named after the, well, as he's called, the God Emperor?
Oh, we're cousins.
He's like, and then he kind of looks at the dwarf like, is your dude alright? Is he alright in the head? But he's like, you all have a nice day.
It's a legal banknote. We're not gonna get in trouble. Like everyone,
he's already inspected it, but he kind of inspects it again now that. But yeah, he's like, hold on a moment, I do need to go get my manager to sign off on this, and he goes back into back office, and probably like a good 10 minutes pass. So you're like, okay, this is taking a little while, but eventually, the dude does come back, holding a big sack of coin, and he's like. Here you go. Here's your coin. Do you want to? We do have safe boxes that we sell. If you'd like to buy one of those.
Yeah, how much is it? $30.
It's like a safe to hold this.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah. I say you take this big sack of coin, and head out with your 3,000 gold now.
And then as we were walking out, I'll put a hand on like Riley's shoulder and be like, buddy, I'm a little hungover. Did I fuck that up?
Riley's like, no, it was fine, bud.
Riley, you can be honest with me.
He's like
I
maybe
I drank like 8 shots of fucking
maybe next time
last night.
Maybe next time we should bring someone who speaks Dwarvish, but I can help you with that. I can tutor you if you want. It's just gonna take a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah, so you have the 3,000 gold now, and you can head to a potion shop.
Okay.
Potion seller.
So how many?
Give me your strongest potion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So for a healing
Here's
potion.
what it is. It's the strongest one there, and then we'll find out the consequences later.
Yeah. A normal healing potion is going to be 40 gold. So not that
10
expensive.
sound good?
So yeah, so you spend like 400 gold. They also have stronger ones. Because the base one is only 2d4 plus 2, not a lot, and it's 1 action to drink. There are other bigger healing potions that are going to cost more, but also heal more.
Well, I think the big thing is just like get people off their death rolls.
Okay.
Just like go pour it in the
But you
mouth.
can't. Oh.
You can, administer one to someone.
Helios, you look unhappy with me.
Yeah, just invoke the name of my god emperor or whatever, but I don't know this yet, team character.
Yeah.
If you are buying it, I'll like send you like a sending like get the extra strong potion.
You can get a few of each, right? So the other ones are hold on.
It is money that we didn't earn, so we can spend it.
I mean, is there like a combo pack? Like if I buy like one thing, do I get a couple others?
If you buy if you do, so you were saying if you buy like, he'll give you when you come in like basically being like, I want all your fucking healing potions. This like
Give me your strongest
apothecary.
potion, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know, I only have 5 of these stronger healing potions, and they're gonna cost more. But if you buy these 5 of my stronger ones, I'll also toss in 5 normal ones for free.
Total
How much
cost?
The total cost, so 5 of the stronger ones would be, they're 200 each, as opposed to 40 for a weaker one. 200 each, so times 5, so 1,000 gold. And then you're also getting another like 200 gold worth of normal ones for free.
You're just pulling out 3,000 gold. 1,000 isn't enough. Or is
Well,
it
I guess again in character, Talvo is still a little ripped up. So yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just toss out the plat.
Yeah. So you spend 1,000 gold, or 100 platinum, either one. So that means you have 2,000 left. But yeah, so you spend 1,000 gold for 5 greater healing potions, or potions of greater healing, it's called, and then also 5 normal ones. So
And yet they have something funny.
Yeah.
That does remind me. I did want to mint some more gold stars.
okay, those are, it's only just 1-to-1. Like 1 gold piece is 1 gold star, so you can take that from your money.
How about, do you have money on you, or are you using just the bag money?
I use the bag money for the potions. I'll use 10 gold.
Money for stars.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That
10,
worked.
10 new gold stars.
All right. So yeah. So you guys do that, and you guys are fine. And then I'm assuming you guys basically like, we're gonna just take the morning, do some errands, and then meet up at the tavern and head out. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that. The next thing would be,
Jesus.
we'll do Adau. So Adau, you're able to go to one of these dwarven temples, and when you enter, they are surprised because you're an elf. They're like a like kind of priest in training would come over and be like, hello sir, are you here to worship or on business?
I'm here on business, but so what do I know about the dwarven faith, or are there multiple? I'm sure there are.
There
always
kind of are. There's one predominant one. There is a bit of an ideological split, kind of like Orthodoxy
The
versus
Great
Catholicism. Yeah, there's basically a great schism of the dwarves, but in the case of the dwarves, it's that historically in all parts of this world, dwarves were like subjugated by the giants. The giants and the dwarves kind of coexisted for like a couple thousand years, and so as a result, a lot of dwarven religion kind of fused with the giants' religion. And then after the dwarves kind of basically all threw off the rule of the giants, there was a split of like dwarves saying we should abandon the giant elements of religion versus the ones who say like we should keep the fused elements, right? So
Yeah.
this city, it seems like, is mostly this kingdom seems like they're mostly in the camp of not using the giant part anymore, just the dwarvish original elements of religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess. Well, yeah. I don't know anything about the Pantheon, to be honest. I might know some in character, but I'm not gonna really.
Yeah.
I'm here on business.
They don't. Yeah. It doesn't really matter too much. So.
Yeah. So, I'll ask the. What is your name, young priest man. I guess suppose pastor because you're not Catholic.
Yeah. It'd be Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Surname is Beast.
I think it's Lightning.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Lightning.
Yeah. His middle, Jimmy Lightning Beast.
I gotta find.
It's a Hispanic surname. With
I gotta find
paternal, maternal.
what would the dwarf. I gotta figure out what the dwarven name would be for Lightning, and then. Okay.
Jimmy Thunder.
Anyway, so.
Dwarf named.
There you go, Lao Mooney. Okay, got it. It's Jimmy Lao Mooney. Okay.
All right. Interesting. Or Toasty rather. Anyway, so I'm gonna I'll say, hello, Jimothy. I was wondering if you perhaps had any books, tomes, and/or scrolls relating to one certain otherworldly being and currently residing in Austergard.
He's like, that's a very strange request. I could bring you to one of our researchers and record keepers.
That would be much appreciated.
He nods, and he'll actually just walk away, and a few minutes pass, and he brings out this very old-looking dwarf. This dwarf is probably over 300 years old. And this dwarf comes out, he's actually using a cane, got a very, very long gray beard, comes over and is like, "You young man!" No, he's like, "You there, what is it you desire to know about the Archdevil?"
Anything pertinent to removing him from Austergard, such that it may be reclaimed for the forces of not being a devil.
He's like, he kind of like squints his eyes and like studies you. He's like, "You don't really seem like the type who could do such a thing. No offense."
What about 50 of me, or 100 of me? Or perhaps some dwarves too, to command us all.
A pig.
And a pig.
He's like,
several pigs.
He's like, "Come here," and he like motions to like a table over in a corner, or like a
All right, I will follow and sit.
Yeah, he sits
if I'm hidden.
Yeah, and he'll sit down with you. He kind of like reaches into his cloak and whips out it.
Adau.
No,
Yeah,
he whips out a book, a big old tome.
Okay.
Kind of slams it on the table, and he's like, "This here is a record written by a mentor of mine from 200 years ago when the attack happened." And he kind of opens it up, and it's all written in Dwarvish, but that's not a problem for you.
Yeah.
He kind of flips through it, and he points out some stuff like about like how the attack happened. It was a mix of all different sorts of devils, apparently. And then he flips to a specific page. And he's like, "There was one last battle where the dwarves of this city and others banded together to try to attack them in their keep that they took. And the battle was fierce. We had many of our strongest war clerics on our side. But the fiends were great in strength and numbers. We killed a great many, but they just kept coming. And eventually, he showed himself. The archdevil Zilks. And then he kind of just motions to the passage. You can kind of read it on your own. And it basically describes how, this was a pit fiend. Even though there hasn't been a connection between this part of the world and everywhere else in a long time, there is still surviving knowledge of the different types of devils. And so they do know that it's a pit fiend specifically, Zilks. And luckily, what it notes is that Zilks was not actually according to descriptions of like other pit fiends that exist just in ancient records. It doesn't seem like Zilks is a particularly greatly powerful one. compared to the upper caste of archdevils that exist in hell. In fact, it actually is likely this again, like kind of cleric who wrote this, he speculates that he thinks that Zilks left hell to come to this world because he was not finding much success there.
You can bully him.
He was from Incel.
Yeah. No, he was the guy would tell you, so he's like, keep in mind, or like the book would say, like, keep in mind, a pit fiend is still a pit fiend. A pit fiend is scary no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's not a greater archdevil. This is probably on the lower scale as far as pit fiends go.
All right. Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. Additionally, I would just say in game terms, you would know some information about pit fiends. Here's what I'll say. You wouldn't know everything, but I will copy. I'll send you a picture of the stuff you do know. All right, I'll actually just copy it. Yeah, I can copyright. You would know that you basically find out because this guy would have written down, like, if anyone, he would basically, as a warning to future generations, be like, if anyone is foolish enough to try to take on Zilks and his armies, just know that such a fiend is like immune to these things, basically. So here, you would know this. As far as damage resistances, he'd be resistant to cold, to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silver. In other words, if you have a silver weapon, it works. That's specifically why you guys came here, right? It's for the silver that you now have.
Yeah, the silver powder.
And that's the same for all fiends, pretty much, right? Silver weapons work even if you don't have a magic weapon.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. So, the damage, it's immune to fire, immune to poison. So this guy is immune to poison, like Talvo was worried about. Some of the weaker fiends might not be, but this one definitely will be. And additionally, you would also know...
Fire?
The what?
Does heat count as fire as an out character?
Well, if it's fire damage, right? That's the thing that matters. So, like heat metal does fire damage. So, yeah.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. And you would also know that it also says this. You would, not in game terms. It would basically say in the writing, if you don't know what true sight is, by the way, for like Helios and Britsha, true sight means that you can see through anything. Like you basically have like Superman X-ray vision. You can even see with true sight into other like parallel worlds that exist on top of this one.
Oh wow.
I believe at least. So you can see invisible things too. You could basically, true sight is like you basically see everything, right? It's even stuff that normally would not be visible. So, you basically, in the way this would be described in this tome would basically be like, we tried to like, have hidden attacks. Our mages hid away attackers to strike at Zilks, and he just spun in the air and smashed them out of the air with his mace as if they were fully visible, right?
Aim hacks.
So. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this, this tome makes it very clear. Like this guy may be on the lower rung as far as archdevil rulers go, but he is still like no fucking joke. He could take on an entire army of normal dwarves on his own. So that is the information you find.
Okay. That is valuable information.
The man, this old dwarf, this old dwarf looks at you and he's like, "Are you really planning on trying to fight Zilks?"
Yes. Why?
He's like, "I'm just an old man, but while I can't go adventuring with you to help, I would love to try to help. And if you... I do have to look out for the well-being of this temple and the worshippers here. If there's some contribution you could make to us, a donation, I might have something that could help you."
Interesting. And on what scale were you thinking this donation were to be made? How significant of a contribution?
He would be like, Normally these sorts of things aren't for sale, and even if we were to sell them, normally it'd be on the magnitude of thousands of gold. But we'd really have no use for them. And they're currently gathering dust. They were forged back when a second grand assault was being planned, and it never came to fruition. The infighting here in between the dwarven cities comes and goes. But I would say for 400 gold. And he'd be like,
yeah,
he would be like, hold on, let me go get them. And so he goes out back into like the back part of the temple, right? After a minute or two, comes back out and he's holding something that's like covered in cloth, like wrapped up in cloth. Sets it on the table. It's clearly not very heavy. And he unfolds the cloth. And you see 2 arrows that actually remind you of something else. They remind you of the arrows of dragon slaying. Well, really, they're like spears of dragon slaying, right? Because they're for the ballista. But it reminds you of those, the dragon slaying arrows. Except instead of the like coating that those ones had, this one has what looks like silver arrowheads. But they're clearly enchanted just from looking at them. You can tell. And yeah, there's 2 of them, 2 normal arrows. And he's like, these arrows are arrows meant to slay, to bring down fiends.
And all right, yeah. I have heard of such things. And so do you? Well, yeah. Does this temple often aid the sick or ill?
He nods, yeah.
Okay, I'll hand him 6 of those diamonds that we got from, I don't know where we got them from, to be honest.
Okay. How much are they worth?
Totally.
Each? Yeah.
Each of them, it says each of them's worth 50 GP, so that's 300, and then I can give him, I can give him 100 gold.
Yeah.
From me.
He'll take that. That is totally. They use diamonds for casting healing spells and stuff, just like you do, right? So he's like, that's totally an alternative currency that he'll accept. So yeah, if you pull that out, he's like I said, these arrows were, well, they took a great deal of magical power to craft for such small things, but they are very potent. So.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So he will give you 2 arrows of fiend slaying. So.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Then I suppose I'll thank him and Jimmy Lamuni.
Yeah.
And then I'll head out. Probably to meet up with Talvo to ensure that our deal did not go awry.
Okay. Yeah. You guys will meet up. And for Helios and Bree, you guys will go to a few different kind of like collectors places and stuff, places that would have books. This place is big enough that it does have like a couple small bookstores actually. And luckily for you, there is actually some old records of the city of Austergard. What I want you to roll though is I would have just one of you roll, so you can choose who. But I want one of you to roll investigation with advantage, because the other one is assisting. So I don't know who of you has a better investigation.
2.
I also have 2.
Okay, I guess it doesn't matter then. Or you can each roll separately. That works too, since you have the same. Let's
actually, okay, so instead of rolling with advantage, we'll each roll, and then we take the higher one?
Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have you both roll normally for investigation.
Yeah, I'll choose investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it didn't load, so it was just like blank. I was like, what the heck?
Yep. So you are actually, luckily, able to find a book that is actually kind of a documentation of... it actually is a documentation of the war, similar to what Duncan found, except from a military perspective, exclusively. And it's basically like a chronicle of like the kind of, war. that was waged, which was relatively short. It's a fairly short chronicle, but yeah, you're able to find this. The dude is the dude like who runs a shop. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you read the whole thing. You gotta buy it now. So he's gonna make you buy it before you can like read it to see if it's useful.
How much?
He'd be like, for you, 50 gold. Which you know is a bit of a ripoff. Like, you don't even have to make a roll. You know that's a ripoff.
Yeah. Okay, but like, what if I did this and like do like a...
You just like whip out your instrument and he's like,
what's your favorite song?
When you do this though, when you start like just playing a little tune, he's like, you're pretty good. I'll give it to you for free. If, and he's like, if you spend the next few hours playing a song promoting my business out on the street.
I'm in.
Yeah, and he's like, I want you to sing, okay, I need a name for this guy. What's a good bookstore owner's name?
Bill.
Bill, yeah.
Name.
No, I already had a Billy. We already had a Billy. We can't do Bill.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Several people can be named Billy at once.
I like Bertrand.
Yeah,
Bertrand's bookstore.
Bertrand's a good one.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, you gotta go sing the praises of Bertrand's bookstore for the next few hours.
Alright, and it's already got the lyrics and everything here. Just read out of the books. Alright, let's go.
Alright.
21 performance.
Yeah, well, I actually gotta roll another one. That was to convince him. Also, I realized it was supposed to reduce the Omega Piss Baby to 10.
Both ours books. The greatest.
Hold on, what'd you get? Oh shit, nice. 27. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you actually go out and start singing this performance, and soon there's like a small like stream of people going into the bookstore. And like the dude is like oh, like he gives, at one point you catch his eye from inside the store. He's behind the counter working like the hardest he's worked in years probably, and he gives you a thumbs up, like the big smile. And actually by the end of this, like after literally just like 2 hours, he comes out taking a break. He does have an assistant, and he has them on cashier duty now, cash register duty. And he comes out and he pats you on the back. He's like, you know what? I'll say it. I didn't expect. Hold on. I have an Omega Fist Baby. See, I thought I would leave that one on because I was like, there's no chance it would actually fire, but there's a lot of people spamming it. All right, so the anyway, so you guys, so yeah, he comes out. He's like, I didn't expect this to go this well. I gotta hand it to you. I was trying to rip you off back there. Here, and he hands you the book, and this is only after like an hour of playing. He was expecting like a few hours of work from you, and he's like, I've got enough business that it should just feed itself for the people are gonna see the crowd come in, and I should be good for the whole day. He seems genuinely appreciative.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pleasure doing business.
Yeah, and he'll head out. And as you're going, you kind of start flipping through. There's some information about this stuff, but you're just gonna take a day or two while you're on the way to kind of like figure out what useful information it has. But you do have this book.
Love being a bard.
Yeah. So that's all. So you guys each kind of have your different thing. You meet up at the tavern right around like lunchtime, maybe. Probably eat some lunch here and catch up on everything. Do you discuss anything else, or you think you're gonna head out of the city now?
I think we should leave.
Should probably leave. I mean, I'm friends with the bookstore guy we can come back to, but
you would definitely see. I would actually Talvo, roll me an insight check, just Talvo.
No.
Talvo's probably the first to come back from his errand, so that's part of why. The other thing is that he has got some intuition for these sorts of things. I guess it would just be the 15, right? You have advantage on everything. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So he, so Talvo, as you're kind of around the tavern, right? Actually, like a couple minutes before the others kind of start arriving back again, You're looking around. There's a couple people who you're like, wait a minute, I think I recognize this guy from being one of the dudes at the game last night. And he's tossing some glances your way. Clearly you've got some attention from the dude's, crime network. Yeah. So, and it doesn't look like, just from the reading their body language, it does not seem like they're about to attack or try to ambush or anything. It seems like they're watching you to basically, like, just see what you're doing. So you would know the longer you stay around, the more likely you're going to be attacked.
Okay.
Someone will walk in, making a lot of noise, be like, "Hey, have a great time."
Yeah. Well, do I still have? I still have like my group of dwarves and Riley. With
yeah,
me,
just
correct?
a few of you. Mm-hmm.
I would just, quietly be like, "Hey, heads up. Some shit might be happening here in a second."
Okay. They'll be at the ready. So. Mm-hmm. The rest of you kind of show up, and again, you maybe have some lunch or something, kind of go over what happened. I'm assuming, like, I don't know, does, like, Duncan, do you give those arrows to Talvo because he's the only bow user? Or are you going to hold on?
Yes. I mean, although right now, I suppose it's not that relevant.
Yeah.
Because we aren't, these guys hopefully aren't fiends.
I will also, like, pass out all those potions to everybody but me. Like, I wouldn't keep any. I would just give them all out.
Okay. So that's like one each, and then you have 2 extra of each, too. So
I would give them to Bree.
The extra ones?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, so Duncan Adau has 1 greater healing potion, 1 normal. Helios has 1 greater, 1 normal, and then Bree has 3 greater, 3 normal.
Helios, you only take that extra damage because you put yourself there.
3 greater healing potions, and then
sleeping in a bed, and I almost died in one.
And then 3 normal healing potions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You just have
I also have like multiple spells for healing, so
yeah.
I don't actually need these that badly.
I have
but
2 wounds. That's it.
I think the idea is that if
maybe next time roll a cute little flower girl instead of a fucking pig.
Wait.
I mean, to be fair though, Helios, if you go down, you can't use the potions on yourself. You have to have someone else.
Also true. When I go down several times.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, just Britsha, she gives Mephit one of the healing potions, and that's worth the time.
That's true. Actually, they can do that. So, yeah.
Anyway, the healing potions.
Yeah. So
how many? 1 greater, 2 lesser?
No, one of each. If you already had one, you might have 2, but yeah, it's just 1 of each that you're getting here. So you all would. I need to get some specific music.
I add things, so I just kind of jerry-rigged it.
I hate that you're changing the music.
No, I'm just changing it to steady music because the one I have is like more ambient, like nature. This one is I'm getting Novigrad music going. Oh god, that's loud. Hold on. No, this fits better. So, okay. So then are you guys just gonna head out? Leave the city?
We're good here.
Okay. So, yeah, if you start heading out of the city, I would say, Talvo, you do notice that one of these, like, shady dudes does start following you, but he's quite a distance away. And again, it still doesn't give you the vibe of being there to attack you. Mainly just seems like he's trailing you just to see what you're doing.
Okay.
And as you're going through the city, you're kind of heading down one of the main thoroughfares. I'm assuming, Talbot, you would have let them know that you're being trailed too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Okay.
I think the wall would have I would have that guy. Try not to be too obvious about it.
Okay. Yeah. As you're all going, then.
That guy over there is following.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah. As you're going, though, you would you'd be walking down one of the main thoroughfares, one of these main pedestrian walkways, where there's lots of carts and stuff, lots of people going by, and you you're heading towards one of the exits of the city, well, like the main gate. And you're kind of all like looking slyly back every once in a while to see, you're looking around, kind of keeping aware, when all of a sudden you hear something. And let's see if this works. Tell me if you can hear this. Hold on, let me make sure it works.
Nope, I don't hear anything.
No, it's not going yet. Hold on. Where is...
Ow!
Yeah, no, I haven't hit it yet. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to make sure the volume is actually working. Okay.
I heard a very loud...
I was on mute. What'd you say?
Hold on. So.
Halt. You there are the one who haunt my dreams. Turn around and face me so that I may finally see you with my own eyes, rather than the vision granted to me by Tapua.
Oh, fuck, Drake's here.
I knew, I was talking about that.
That's super duper Drake. Okay.
So.
Is that Drake? That was his voice?
That is Drake's voice, yeah. I asked him to record some lines for me. So, yeah, so he says, so this voice says, halt and turn to face me. And I'm assuming you all, it's actually coming from like a street bisecting this one. Do you turn and look at who?
No.
Nah.
I think we just keep cruising.
Yeah.
I think you're talking to somebody else.
Hold on. I want to like give him the side eye, like see in my peripheral vision.
Well,
I don't want to turn. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, you probably all.
I would give him the hand gesture, like, let's just, let's keep cruising.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, like, you would definitely all kind of like maybe instinctively like take a short glance over, and you do see, you see a group of people actually.
Oh no.
There is a
these fucking guys again, right? Like, oh my
so,
god.
There is a man, a tall man, like over like maybe like 6'3", clad in armor, but with like a fancy cloak over the armor and a religious symbol that Helios and maybe Talvo would recognize as being the symbol of the god Tapua.
Well, we've encountered these guys before.
Yeah.
Yes. And
no, I did. We had one of them as prisoner that I interrogated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right.
We still have him as a prisoner.
No, we sent him off. We did this a while before we even got to Gabagon.
I think you did. Yeah.
I sent him back up to Cumtown. By that I mean Ugodi, because I forgot the name. And he gave gold and like stuff to the families. I remember.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So he so this man is standing here, and he has kind of like an olive skin tone, pitch black hair, black eyes, and several scars on his face, and a halberd on his back, as well as a shield at his side. And with him are a couple of others. There is to one side of him is an elven mage, definitely some sort of mage in like a robe. On the other side, there's three with him, so that's one. There is on his other side a weird looking human. Actually, wait a minute.
Wow. It's just me?
No. So you actually take a second. Like again, this is something that you guys like probably all look over instinctively.
Your mic keeps cutting out. By the way.
Okay, hold on.
It's only for like a second at a time, but it's usually when you're saying the important stuff.
Hold on, it might be. Hold on, let me check my Discord settings. Might be a noise gate. Okay, yeah, my noise gate setting reset.
Okay.
Okay, what about now? Is it working now?
We'll see if we'll
see. We'll see. It's intermittent.
Yeah. So okay. So when you guys say that it's a group, do you like stop and kind of like turn?
Nah. Also, wait. So did the Black Wolf have olive skin in the vision I had?
Yeah. This is him, Duncan.
Oh great. Oh boy.
So, yeah, I forgot that you had the vision of him. Yeah, this is him. You recognize it. The others didn't have the vision. They only have secondhand knowledge of what he looks like. But, Duncan, you can tell this is the Black Wolf of Tapua.
Okay, so maybe we should give this some attention, guys.
So I assume you would, you would tell me that?
No, I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm gonna keep walking.
You're just gonna.
The guy says, "I said halt."
Hey, I'm walking here. Mind your business.
And this is like happening at like an intersection. They were approaching from one way. You guys were going from the side. You had no reason to pay attention to them. They saw you first, right? They're like 100 feet away or something.
Well, I'm not even gonna say anything yet.
Well, maybe like I'm trying to think about 100. Well, maybe like 60 feet away. The dude is like, he yells this out, and as it's like yelling, people in the area, it's a busy street, people in the area start getting out of the way. They're like, what the hell? So a little bit of space kind of forms.
Not a way to be in the crowd.
Are you guys gonna keep walking?
Well, if you keep walking, we can see.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna whisper. I think I'm gonna say, so that they don't, not that so that they can hear, but just to the boys. We should depart faster than we currently are. And I'm a bolt. I'm running.
Well,
I don't want to deal with it.
The guy yells out, "Halt!" one more time, but now he's gonna cast a spell. So I need. Actually, I gotta check on this. I think he can cast this at a high enough level.
If he hits me with what I think he's gonna hit me with, he's getting decapitated. It's not happening.
I need each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Want to save your head?
Bruh, okay, fuck. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Only...
I like it. So all of you, when he says halt, you feel your bodies lock up and freeze. He used the command spell.
Yeah.
And except for Bree. Bree, you're fine. You're like, oh, so
Cool.
Bree, you can keep running if you want, but the rest of them all stop in place. Are you gonna abandon them or?
No, I'll stay. I'm not leaving my team behind.
Unlike them, though, you can kind of like position yourself, be like ready defensively.
Can I look like I've been like caught by it though?
You can try to fake it. Yeah, roll me a deception. Yeah, I like how there'd be a second where you're still with it. Like, oh. Roll a deception though. It's gonna be a hard deception check. But
I don't have good deception.
Well, I mean, command isn't. It doesn't like magically make you stop like hold person.
That's true. It's not.
It's
Yeah.
just, like we just come to a stop.
It's clear to everyone that you weren't actually affected, but the dude doesn't seem to care. The dude takes a couple steps forward, and then he like looks at you all again. He's still like 60 feet away. He's like, I only wish to speak. Do not think I would defile an innocent city with combat.
Yeah, who'd do that?
And he releases you guys from the spell. At this point, since you're frozen in place, you kind of have had a chance to look at these guys. So let me describe the other ones. Sorry. So there's there's an elven like mage or sorcerer of some kind to one side. There is a kind of weird looking dude to the other side. And at this point, you guys have had enough time to figure out why he looks weird. He's not wearing shoes, for one. And you're like, wait a minute. He's got halfling feet. Like, with, like, hair on them. And he also has, like, kind of halfling facial features and stuff. Like, halflings have, like, very slightly pointed ears. You're like, wait a minute. This is a 6-foot-tall halfling. It's a fulling. Anyways. But no, it's a 6-foot-tall halfling. You're not sure how. But it's just something about his proportions. He has halfling proportions, but, like, blown up to the size of a full human. So it's just kind of a little off-looking. And he looks pissed. And then you're looking at him, you're like, wait a minute. He looks like a mercenary. Oh, wait a minute. He's got the half-band symbol on his tunic. Then there is the third one, which you guys actually all recognize. It takes you a second, because it's like one of those things where you're like, I know I've seen you before, where? Or I say, oh, shit. Oh, that's the captain of the guard who met us at the entrance of Gabagard. Oh, so it's the dwarven captain of the guard of Gabagard, who the last time you saw him was when you were running out the gate of the city as he was trying to stop all the slaves from escaping.
Hey, been a while.
The chickens come home to roost.
and it's standing in the middle of them. Out front is the Black Wolf of Tapua, who you guys have all had descriptions. And Adau, at this point, are you going to share them? Be like, oh, like...
Yeah, guys. Yeah, wait. What's that line from all the trailer that people meme? Did that just happen? Never mind. guys, that mate.
He's
that
right
mate he's right. Yeah, he's right behind me, isn't he? No, yeah, I should probably tell you guys, even though poetry just did, this may potentially be the Black Wolf of Tapua. Maybe it's possible. It could maybe be him.
The Black Wolf will release you guys from his spell. The Black Wolf will release you from his spell, and again, he kind of like motions for you all to like stand up or like or turn and face him. He's like, I just wish to speak.
And I just wish to not look at you.
Can I?
I mean, he's here, so I mean, that's kind of, we don't have the choice really.
Yeah.
Talvo is gonna like tip the brim of his hat up and just like, man,
No Wolfie.
not today, dude. Like, please. Like, I'm willing to speak with you later. Right now, I got so much going on, man. Like, oh my god.
The guy is like,
And then I'm gonna hold up the last fire bead I have. Like, just like, don't make me do this. I don't wanna. This is not what I want to have happen today. I just want to go home.
He holds up a hand, actually, and he says, "We mean you no harm here. Again, I would have this city remain free of the carnage that you spread everywhere else."
Talvo puts it back in his pocket and. Do I have anything else cool? Really quick.
Another.
He's like,
I don't think we have to fight them.
he actually keeps speaking.
No,
He's
I
like,
don't want to fight them. I just.
he's like, we merely wanted to confirm that you indeed were here. Our quarrel will await with you till we are outside of the bounds of civilized people.
Okay, the playground, 3 o'clock. Yeah.
He's like, I do not. Again, the duality of balance, peace, and chaos. Balance will be struck once again, but doing so here would only cause more chaos. But
Alright,
it
let's
is,
get a hotel.
but it is fair that you see my face, so that you might know who to look for. I do not take pleasure in snuffing out those who cause needless chaos.
I'm gonna reach into the bag of platinum and hold up a fistful. You guys want to go fight a demon?
The demon.
A devil, no less.
Devil,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
Wait,
he's like, if you plan on fighting the fiend, well, that is of no concern to me.
Is he not a bad guy?
I'm gonna waggle
Yeah, shut
the
the fuck
money.
up.
I'm
Shut
gonna
up.
waggle the money.
Oh my god.
Tapua directs.
He's no longer interested.
Tapua guides me to specific beings who upset the balance,
More like platinum?
and you all have
Alright.
upset the balance.
However, you see, how much chaos does a pit fiend wreak? Do you don't wreak chaos? You wreak havoc. Rather, you know what I mean. You're not what language? I can't speak today. You don't study linguistics, even though the guy speaking through your mouth might. So, I just want to ask, in the grand scheme of things, how much chaos do you think has been brought about by Zilx's existence?
There are other servants of Tapua who no doubt hunt down Zilx. My directive, my guidance tells me that you all are the ones I must find and snuff out.
And have you never had a vision change? Have you never had a directive change in your life during your service to Tapua?
Not yet.
Well, let this be the first.
And he points to a scar on his face, and he's like, "This one was from a drake that I was not nearly equipped enough to fight, and I was the only one who lived, but I carried out what my god commands."
Okay. So would snuffing us out on our way to help out your other servants not be a disservice to them, and therefore your god?
Tapua is not concerned with such things.
How do you know? When you talk to him last?
Yeah, you can't talk to him.
Bring him here. Bring him here.
But at
Talk
this
to
point,
him.
you guys definitely get a vibe from this guy, by the way, that, like, that he is very much. I mean, you can probably tell he's very lawful. But here's what I'll say: if we had to put an alignment in this guy, you're getting the vibe that he's definitely not lawful good. He's definitely not lawful evil. He's just lawful. He does not, like, he is following the word of what he thinks needs to be done. He does not care if you appeal to his sense of charity. He does not appeal to anything except for lawfulness.
Damn, devils are lawful. Shit.
They are actually lawful. And, like, he isn't saying it, but you guys kind of get the idea that basically he's saying, well, if Talvo hasn't told me to go after that devil, they must not be upsetting the balance of what's expected.
Here's a cool
piss
thing.
him off, and then we can get this guy on our side.
It's not, I didn't mean. No, don't. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I was trying to click something else.
Okay, so like,
we've established a way for us to get to our flying castle
Yeah.
within city bounds.
Well, not within the city bounds. You have to leave the city first.
Yeah, because it's a mountain city.
Yeah, this
Oh
is
yeah,
inside
but
of
like,
them.
don't we have? Oh, it is mountain city. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's like an hour walk.
Well, my thought was
Run.
like we just climb a rope ladder up there and walk away.
Yeah, you still have to get outside of the city, though.
I could bring you close while we're like talking, and then
Yeah, you can. I mean, Helios could be like, start going closer, guy. Yeah, and by the time you get out of the city, you'll be there in case you want to just run or whatever.
I mean, we could do the same thing as the end of the heist, right? Where to what's dimension door.
I don't have another
flies
spell
away.
of Ashes form.
Yeah. He
Oh,
honestly, Talvo, roll me.
this is not a teleport situation yet.
Roll me a deception, Talvo, and you'll see why in a second. Basically, he's trying to read your guys' expressions, and you do a good job of masking that you're kind of like you're thinking of ways to escape. Like, okay, how do we go? But he does kind of still get the vibe of this of kind of like nervousness, and he's like he holds up a hand again. He's like, I have no other threats for you today. Merely a promise that we will meet again. I won't hold you here longer. And he like motions around where at this point the space between your groups has completely emptied of people and carts, and now there's just like people looking on, like a couple guards kind of pushing the crowd to get up to the scene. But he is like he basically just motions and he's like, be on your way. There's a time and a place for everything.
here's
5 minutes out.
Tab was a turn looking at him like, it's not fair that you scared all these people here for no reason. What kind of agent of order are you that you would scare? And I'm motioning to like women and children. Like, look at it. You've cleared this whole place. How is that fair to them? Because you have a personal vendetta against me.
He would kind of chuckle. He would actually kind of chuckle, and he would say, "Fear is a natural emotion. It does not upset the order of things.
So what do you fear?
I fear failing my duties."
Same.
What qualm do you have with these people?
He's like, "They are not harmed. They are onlookers to Tapua's
That one's gonna be
will."
therapy.
And he kind of like starts motioning to his guys, like basically like, let's head out of here. The halfling one, the halfling dude who's actually a fullling. He is looking at. He looks like furious. He looks like he's bottling up his rage. Like he actually has his hands on like his axe. And he's like, and the black wolf kind of rests a hand on his shoulder, and he says, "What have I told you? There's a time and a place." And so his group starts to turn around to head the other way to leave you guys alone. He kind of stands there looking at you guys a little longer. Do you say any last things as he's about to leave?
Can I panache him?
I mean, you could try.
That
How
tells
does that
me
do
this
again?
roll. That tells me this roll is gonna fail, but we'll try it.
What is panache again? Roll me or show me the ability.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Persuasion against insight.
Okay.
Okay, inspiration.
Apology.
just in case.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't even need to roll. However, he is hostile to you, so it's not like it'll make him friendly. It's just that now, if he were to attack you, he would have disadvantage.
Well, this is what I was.
Wait, what
On
happened?
other-
Why is he hostile now? Or was he?
Well,
already
he's just hostile in general. He's definitely not.
Okay.
He's neutral, right?
Neutral. He's lawful.
Yeah.
He's not hostile.
But he's not
Yeah.
fighting you guys. So, but anyway,
Yeah,
so he
exactly.
So Duncan, they were starting to turn around to go. Him and his group. He had to kind of like restrain or like tell the halfling, the tall halfling, like, "Hey, don't. This is not the time and place." But he basically started turning. So Talvo, I'd say it's like just from your kind of attitude, your words, you kind of throw him off balance, diplomatically
Well, I would
speaking.
say what I would like to say is like
Mhm.
I'm not looking. We're not looking for more bloodshed, and I have like my group of dwarves and stuff with me. So I'll be like, look, these are freed slaves. I'm trying to do good in the world. I understand that your order is looking to maintain balance. I'm trying to actually make it better. And, you know, I'm only human. Like, literally only human.
You're the only one here. Yep.
True.
Sometimes mistakes happen. But trying to make things better as a whole.
Yeah. The city we burnt was holding
Yeah.
slaves.
Yeah,
Is that not
the
for the greater good?
5,000 dead in the Avogard, or however, probably like a couple hundred dead, for the greater good.
He looks a little thrown off by this argument. Like he doesn't have a necessarily great response, which is where we'll say that persuasion success comes in. He looks a little kind of thrown off his game from this, and then he just nods and says, "We will meet again." And he starts to turn, and then he's like, "Wait, one more thing." And hold on.
One more thing.
Fireball.
I did happen to run across another poor soul affected by the rampaging carnage you've caused. He's not here with us, because the sight of him would put the city into lockdown. Said his name was Brimir. Said he killed his lover, Hilda. Apparently even the fearsome Hilda the Vulge had lovers, and now one of them has found us.
Yeah.
God, Drag has such a good fucking
Yeah. So
shit.
I think that's pitched down.
Hey,
Yeah, it's pitched down a little bit.
He's
Yeah.
got a voice actor's voice.
yeah. So he says, that apparently one of Hilda the Vulge's lovers has also found him. And then he'll continue, as at this point, fully turned, walking away, just calling out over his shoulder.
Strange, isn't it? The fates of those you hurt become intertwined, and they all end up finding their way to me. Tapwa's will is inexorable. Be on your way then. I'm sure we'll be meeting again soon.
And he just walks away.
If we kill the Hilda Lever guy, maybe he'll be on our side again.
I want to call out. Be like, wait.
He's
What's his
gonna.
name?
At this point, he's gonna be the one ignoring you.
Oh, fuck.
Dominate person. No.
I don't know. Yeah, hold on. This changes things.
Okay.
I don't think we want to. And this is for you all. I don't think we want to meet him again if he has somebody as learned in combat as Hilda the Vulge. I think we would lose. And it wouldn't be
Wait.
close.
He said like that person found him. So like, is that like an adversary? They found me, or like they
No.
found him. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he said, "Oh, this guy is gathering a group of people to end the people who killed my lover. Therefore, I'm gonna join him."
How far away did you say he was? You said 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
No.
How many?
No.
Here, wait. What kind of elf is the elf? What kind of elf is he?
You'd be a high elf, so like,
High elf?
yeah.
Was he wearing any distinctive markings?
No, he looked like, if anything, he was probably a student of magic. But more than that, you're not sure.
So we said 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
I run. I dash. I put a hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
I try to spin him around. Do I need to do a check for that? Like just...
I would probably.
He
Walk in front of him.
honestly, he will let you spin him around.
I will drop my last fire bead into the palm of his hand and say, "Let this die here."
Like you're gonna try to trigger it, or you're trying to give it to him?
I'm trying to give it to him.
Oh.
Like I'm putting down arms like this, because he's associated with the half band, and we've done horrendous things to them.
Horrendous.
You've done this.
Is that what word? We're gonna go with yes. It is. We're gonna go with that.
With the fireball that you're giving.
Horrific, I guess. Just
horrendous, I think, is the word you were going for.
When you kind of like turn around, he is not really worried about it, but a couple of the people with him like jump to arms, and he like holds them up, looks at it.
Okay, let me remind you, both times the fireball to be necklace has been thrown, I stopped them. One of the times I did throw at the half band, so that's fair.
He looks down at it and is like, "What do you expect to accomplish with this gesture?"
I want the animosity to stop here. I only wish violence against slave owners and warmongers, not those who seek to maintain justice.
He kind of looks at it again. He looks up at you with very just cold, like steady eyes. It's like, if my visions cease, then maybe this gesture will have an effect. What that is not for me to know. And he literally tosses it up in the air, like straight up. And when it goes like 40 feet up, it goes boom, and in like the cavern air above everyone makes a big explosion and goes off.
Ooh.
But
and rocks fall and everyone dies.
No, it doesn't hit
Does
anything.
this man know what order means? Fucking tossed a bomb.
It's
Tossed a bomb and a
it went up over the city. It didn't hurt anyone. Like it was way above
We're in
everyone's
the
head.
mountain.
And so he does this, and then he turns and keeps walking away. But as he goes, the halfling kind of like takes up the rear to make sure that nothing like that happens again. The halfling gives you a look, Talvo, like a stare of hatred. Clearly for him it's very personal.
Wonder why.
And yeah, you can head back to the group and you know.
Get back to our freaking castle, which I thought was to be 5 minutes into the session.
Yeah, yeah.
Now...
So yeah, but at this point you're not bothered anymore when you walk out of the city. And so you're able to go reach your castle and hop back on board.
How do you spell the Hilda's lover's name?
Here I will tell you. It is Brimier.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I don't imagine Hilda was probably a racist, so he's probably a giant, half giant.
Could be.
No, we don't know.
He didn't say.
He's a halfling.
Half giant, half halfling. Yeah,
he's a human.
No, that'd be a 3/4.
3/4 thing.
No, but yeah. So yeah, you don't know. I will say it does sound like a giant or giant worshipper's name. So
that does sound, yeah.
It's either like a human who worships the giants, and from one of those communities, because there are small communities of.
So they were into that.
No.
I was gonna say I need me a woman like that.
Or it is an actual giant. You're not sure, but it is a very distinct giant language sound to it. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Talvo, you can have these arrows now. 2 arrows of fiend slaying.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, add them. Like type it out into your sheet. Otherwise, we will probably forget because I'm getting rid of them from mine.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna start keeping track of bardic inspirations. Talvo, you have one.
Only one can be given out.
Have one.
And did Bree? Did you want the wand of magic missiles? Who wanted that?
Yeah, you already gave it to me.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The amulet with the mithril dragon encased in amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
Could you identify that? Just
Sure.
I guess you must be. Do you have to be stationary to be casting a ritual
It takes
spell?
a minute. So I can while walking.
Oh, a minute? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do it when we get home.
Yeah, you can do that at any time
no.
here.
Is a rat able to wield a wand?
No.
Oh, what? A wand?
No. You can't have Funkus and Bunkus use the wand.
What if they hold it together?
What if 2 rats?
No, they can't. They don't have the intellect required to use it.
That's rude.
Basically, they're dumb. Yeah. I'm calling Bree's redstone.
I want to see the Blunkus and Dunkus stat blocks.
We should have had them do a backflip in front of the guy.
Black Wolf. He would have been like, "Yo, that's sick," and then he would.
Oh, why did we should have went for the? I was just talking about this earlier about how cool the rat backflip is.
Yeah. Like, hold up, wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so you guys will make it back.
No.
You'll make it back to your castle just fine. And why don't we take a quick little break here? Let's take a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll go for like another hour and a half. I don't know. We'll see what happens, and then yeah.
So wait, you said that there was nothing. The amulet it wasn't.
Well, no, there is something. We'll get to that when we get back. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
It's just a rock.
Yeah. All right. So I'll be right back. Yeah, we're back.
In my defense, I've attempted 2 actual ass war crimes, committed 1, but you know, who's like
Attempted
keeping
war
track?
crimes versus successful. Yeah.
Actually, let's go back to the
I'll
other
tell you a
piece.
work crime. There's no green Skittles in his back.
Yeah, your green skills are pretty dope. So you guys make it back to your castle. The amulet. You wanted to figure out what the amulet does.
Yeah.
It seems like it is. Actually, I think I already told you guys what it did. Maybe I didn't. It
If
the what? Sorry.
I don't remember it if we did.
Oh yeah, okay, no, I do right now. So it is a. I think I mentioned that because you had already identified it. It has innate magical power, but it doesn't seem to have any active effect.
Oh, it's that thing.
Okay.
It seems to have like it's a store, like a battery almost of magical power. But you're not sure exactly how you would use it because it doesn't have a specific effect that you can use it for.
Dimension door.
Okay.
Throw it at someone. Poof, they're gone.
So
I meant to do this a little earlier, but could we burn a little extra gold to get a little better provisions for our troops at the castle?
Better what, sir?
provisions.
Oh,
Provisions.
yeah, like
better, food. Yeah.
yeah. So you could yeah, if you want to spend like 100 gold from your group stash, that would get like quite a few barrels of like wine and stuff, like nice wine. Not like super expensive stuff, but stuff that's going to be like, nice wine or meat or beer or, whatever.
We got a big battle coming up, and we got our boys.
Yeah, gotta keep morale high, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Yeah, you can. If you take out 100 gold for the party funds, that'll cover that.
Same energy as I'm finding a lot of weapons in this big room.
So anyway, so the what did I say? The imagery of the dragon around the amethyst, right, is something that you would recognize as being related to the purple dragon order.
Yeah.
And
I figured as well.
Mm-hmm. So if you took it to Rakil, he also might be able to give you more info.
To help out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Well, he's at the castle, right?
Mm-hmm,
Or
yeah.
he goes separate ways. Okay.
Yeah.
Then that is, I suppose, what we will do next.
Okay. Yeah.
If that's
Yeah. So you make it back to the castle. Do you start heading the castle towards Austergard? It's a few days journey, so.
I'd say yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. So you start heading that way. As you're going, yeah, you could meet with Rakil at some point and ask him like, "Hey, look over this thing and tell us what it is." When he sees it, his eyes instantly light up, and he's like, "Oh, this is most definitely related to the Dragon Elves and our religion." And as he kind of like starts, if you like hand it to him, the amethyst starts to glow. And he's like,
interesting.
And he looks at it, he looks at you guys and he's like, I think this is a storage of power that only one such as myself can truly access. One with the gift of the dragon.
Have you heard stories of such a thing? Like, do you know what sort of power it could possess?
He's like, it could serve as a number of things. I could use it for my own spells, but and he looks at it, he's like, if you all found it, there might be other uses I could do that would more directly help you. For instance, if I act as a conduit, I could probably transfer the power to something else. A magical item, perhaps, armor or weapon.
They won't. They'll never won't see a magic rock coming in their face.
that. Wait, say that again, Helios?
I'm half joking. It's like put the
Oh.
magic in like a thing that looks inconspicuous, and then we can like, because then devil will just see like, oh look, it's just a rock. They throw it at them, but then it's like poof, it's like a magic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. That.
Alright, Mauro.
Yeah. Well, so what do we want to try that with? We could try it with one of the arrows of fiend slaying, I suppose. See if he could bolster its abilities. Maybe.
We're doing this plan again, where everything depends on my roll. Lock.
Well, no, I mean, or it would depend on. Oh, I guess it wouldn't depend on really a roll unless it was something like his roll and how we bolster his capabilities. He could do it with the like one of our like my amulet or something, or Helios's bow, I guess.
I guess.
Or the shield, maybe. I don't know. Well, there are a number of things we could do. Do you think perhaps that maybe this could be limited in power? Perhaps a certain number of uses, maybe? Or no?
He would say that it depends, like, what you want him to do. Basically, he would tell you, he's like, I'm not an enchanter of weapons or armor or items, but
yeah,
if I act as a conduit, I can probably amplify something.
I would like to put a hand on his shoulder and give him a gold star. Like, you're better than that, buddy. You're a gold star.
He's like, thanks, I suppose.
Well, a conduit. So a conduit for one of our spells, you mean?
No, so he's saying he would act as a conduit between.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Between it and another
that's
item.
That's my idea. Gold is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying he can basically upgrade one of your items.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Effect. Yeah. It's up to
you. We could do. Well, what is your armor currently?
I have the cloak of protection boosted my AC by 1. But I don't know, like, what's gonna help us the most for it?
I think like we could just get a bit like a numbers increase that would help. But I think something like that we use, would probably be the best. Or a stat increase. A stat increase would be a really good one as well.
Oh man, it's hell that our the ball of bands got broken.
Yeah, almost like someone was like, "Don't use it for a smaller monster." So what? Who? So stats. What could?
That's where the amulet would come in, or the belt. But also we have the manual of golems. Maybe we could upgrade that. That'd take a long time for us to reap the rewards.
Yeah,
and a lot of money.
We can't even afford a quarter of that yet. So
yeah.
How are we gonna get that money?
We could rob banks. We could sell loot from Ousterguard, maybe. We could.
Teleport into a room of teleport scrolls and then get them.
True. But okay, look. So what I do. You guys were on board with this. I do genuinely think after Ousterguard, we pour all our money into turning Gavagard into a friendly and stable society, based on mining rare metals, and then we just get tax from that.
Did you add my leftover banknote money to the?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
There was 2,000 left because you used 1,000 for potions.
Yeah, but you need 65,000 for a golem. So.
Yeah, it's something crazy. And we have about, what is that?
Well, so it's half of the normal amount. So instead of
so we have about a third of what we would need.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good use of our money at the moment.
Not at all.
And so okay, let's everyone post your magic items in chat. Or we can just do this fast. Like it's up to you guys. It's whatever you feel like.
Okay, so we're looking for
my magic item is literally my cool new cloak.
Yeah, Spider-Man over here.
And your dagger.
True.
And your
I do have
rapier.
my dagger.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah.
What were you gonna say? Poetry.
So he would tell you that even though he is not like an experienced enchanter, he does know just from his like education and background and magic use, he would know that like if it's something like a potion or the arrows of slaying, since those are consumable items that are a smaller, shorter burst of energy when they're used, he could probably enhance multiple consumables basically, whereas it would only be like one major item.
What about the elemental gem?
Is there
any historical basis on what would happen if the elemental gem were,
It would probably either... He would say that his guess is that it would either summon multiple or a larger elemental.
That is reasonable. What about if you were to put this into the gem, like the big boy gem that powers the castle? Yeah.
He actually is like, I have no idea, but
can I Arcana that because I've been like attuned to the castle?
You actually haven't you guys been researching the castle too?
That was my job, and yeah, I've been just like in the background, but I only talked about it one session.
We'll say that you've been working on that. Let's have you roll me an Arcana check, Duncan, with advantage. So roll again, because you have because this would be like assisted by Helios.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 19.
That's Helios's roll. That wasn't my roll.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, so 17. Okay. You could add Bardic Inspiration. You can add Bardic Inspiration on that if you want to. So.
Oh yeah.
So D8. Nice.
Whew.
So, as this is kind of going on, Duncan, you're like, wait a minute. You remember, Duncan, something that was mentioned in one of the like giant manuscripts written about this castle and the construction of these castles, and it kind of slipped your mind because it was it's something that you did not think was viable because it's there are some like not hidden but like locked away features of these castles.
Yeah.
But to be able to access them, you need to pour a great deal of magical power into them, into the crystals, to kind of like unlock it. And this kind of brings this up. You're like, wait a minute. Okay, you actually do remember one specific ability that a lot of flying castles had, which is the ability to teleport the entire castle over long distances, like hundreds of miles. And you can only do it like they're written in the manuscript is that in fully functioning giant castles you can only do this once a month. Every moon it would recharge, but if you're in a pinch, the whole castle, you need to get out of somewhere or get to somewhere, you can do it, and generally it's pretty accurate. You're never gonna like crash the castle from it. It will sometimes if you do have to make a roll for it, and sometimes you might be like a few miles off depending on how far you're going, right? But it is a very useful ability, and you actually do remember that now. You're like, wait a minute, that is exactly the type of thing that we might just having a battery of magical power to dump into the crystal might be able to unlock that.
I think that's worth it for a long-term investment.
I don't know where else we're gonna find an amulet and a person combination like this. Yeah. There's also the fact that this benefits all of us and not just one. So
yeah, so we're not deciding like, oh, you get your arrows, you get your cloak. It's like, we're gonna have this like in a pinch. We gotta move.
Yep.
Bam.
I agree. And that's one of the. Well, I mean, I have two things that I recorded from a manual manuscript back like 6 months ago. Whenever we were like here, but apparently there are more, which is interesting.
I also like the idea of just teleporting the castle into something they don't like.
Yeah.
Are all the shareholders in agreement?
What about Bree? You're a shareholder in this company. You're the CTO.
What?
Would you
be fair enough?
Yeah, would you be okay with the idea of making it so the castle can teleport?
Yeah, we basically give up the amulet for like other items, but the castle could teleport.
Yeah, that's sick.
Bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
the idea of like just getting out of danger is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So
Or teleport straight into something.
Ooh, we don't need to drop it from orbit. We can just teleport directly into it.
yeah.
Like that.
But yeah, so so if that's what you decide on, you tell Rakeel, he would Rakeel would basically tell you, he's like, this is probably gonna take a few days to prepare, but that's something you could prepare. Yeah, that's something you could be working on until you make it to Austergard. So
Yeah.
and yeah, on the way to Austergard, we'll kind of like skip through time a little bit as you guys are.
One of those days.
As you guys you're on your way there. Helios and Bree are both like reading through the records of the city of Austergard, the abandoned, infested by fiends and other threats city of Austergard. And you would find out actually that the city was pretty well defended, and the reason that it fell is because the attack came from below, from caverns deep under the city and its mines.
Crazy if that happened.
Yeah. So
That's insane. It's never happened before.
Exactly. Yeah. So the city. There are some records about it. There was a few back entrances into it, including like some secret passages. Unfortunately, the records kind of are saying that when the big effort to try and retake the city was done, they checked most of them, and unfortunately most of them were found and like caved in basically by the fiends. And at this point, there's only 2 entrances that are known about at the time that this happened, like 100 years ago or something like that. There is a main entrance, a very large gate, similar to the one leading into Dupegard and Gabagard, where like merchants would take caravans through, with like a major road leading into the gate and leading into the mountain. The other way is somewhat more hidden away and tucked away in like a mountain ravine. It's still decently major. It still has like a gate and a gatehouse and stuff, but it is less likely to be heavily guarded. So
I think, well, okay.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Has Gaius been dropped yet? Gaius?
We're thinking the same goddamn thing, aren't we?
Yeah, from the worm?
Oh my God.
Wait,
It's been less than a month.
Gios, it lasts 30 days.
Oh.
You have
So
like
yeah, probably not.
you have like another 3 weeks at least. The thing is,
Yeah.
you'd have to go get the worm.
Or we could earthquake. We might be able to earthquake it.
But I mean, at this point, it's it's miles and miles and miles.
Oh
away.
yeah, it is. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're at
like-
Austergard.
Do we not have some sort of like bar speech or something?
Sending, but it's the worm form.
Yeah, now it's a
So
worm.
it can't
Instead of a
understand.
It can't understand.
How does sending work?
I believe if you post it, I think that they have to be able to. Hold on.
Creature.
Okay, it's a short message. I was thinking you could just.
Oh,
like,
wait, hold
send
on.
Like a TikTok.
The spell
No,
enables. Hold on.
Does that count?
The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning. Yeah, so actually, it could understand it.
That is pog and swag.
Are we doing the worm guy?
Here's the question, though. How are you going to convince it? It's not Giosed by you. It's Giosed by Bree.
Well, but Bree did. Oh yeah, that's true. Bree told it to follow the pattern, not necessarily the voice of Helios. So that's tough.
Hey, remember me? I'm the guy turned into a smaller worm. Recognizes you as the center if it knows you. So it would know me, right? Because we were all there.
Yeah, it would understand what you're saying. The question is, would it actually have any desire to act on what you tell it to do?
You could just say, Bree says, "Come here."
You could tell it that there are hundreds of things that it's acceptable for it to eat that won't fight back. or they will fight back. But you know,
what should we say? It's your Gios. So what would be like the code word that would make it like?
Yeah, Britsha, what would you say to convince the worm to come to you?
I'm home alone. My parents are at work.
You know.
The earth over here is really moist and nice.
No, that's what we asked.
You know, hot single worms in your area.
Single worm.
That's a good one.
Dude.
Only 6. We have like 19 more words we can put in there. Lots of snacks.
Lots of snacks. Maybe another worm. It's another mountain.
Yeah.
They're territorial though, aren't they? So maybe he doesn't want to be around another worm.
I mean, you know,
if you want
they
to be
do
around
mate
another
though.
worm.
It's like, you know.
True. All right, fair.
Okay, why don't you?
Can we polymorph a small worm into a purple worm?
Not a purple worm.
No.
that would be incredibly overpowered.
I wish, but yeah, no.
No, but I mean, so then we can convince it that there's like a purple worm that we can.
We find
waiting
like
for
you polymorph like a really hot purple worm, and we're like,
How do you determine how hot a purple worm is?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, so Helios, you're welcome to try this ending. I mean, you have multiple days of travel, so you'll get your spells back anyways.
Oh, true. Okay.
So you could just try it, and there's no harm, really, right? So honestly, the message you said doesn't matter too much, as long as you have the right idea, which you do.
Yeah.
What it's going to come down to is I need you to make a persuasion roll. And I'll give you advantage, because it is going to recognize you, and it recognizes your voice through its head, and it will recognize you as one of the people that it was commanded to guard or whatever. So
Here, wait. I would like to, if I can, give you an advantage to that ability check. Not advantage. Give you a plus D4.
okay, yeah. So roll a D4 then, yeah. As Adau was like, "You got this, buddy."
Yeah.
I'm doing
You're the best at rolling these.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. 24 is not bad.
24.
That's not bad. Well, you'll find out, I guess. You'll find out.
It can respond though, right? It can respond.
No, it doesn't.
Answer what it can answer.
we went too far off script. He doesn't have response.
And no, you know what? Okay, hold on through it. Okay.
Because we can just have a conversation if we're spending several days doing this. You know, sending's not like a one-a-day thing. It's a spell slot thing.
It responds and it says, "Eat."
I just sent another one. So it's like eat question mark. I send back eat period.
So
Dog, I could panache the worm.
Well, but you. I don't think. It doesn't understand you. It literally doesn't understand you. The only reason.
Oh, yeah.
It's Panache doesn't like give you the magic ability to like communicate with creatures.
Wait, no. Oh, the creature must be able to hear you, and he must share language. True. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you saw the roll for my second message.
We'll see what happens. So what is the? Otherwise, what is the plan? You would know, again, there's 2 entrances, one major and one medium, into the city of Austergard.
I think right now the plan is just eat.
I think the plan depends on how the worm reacts.
Okay, so if in that case, you would know that even if it does manage to find you guys, you basically wait. It would take several days. So you're gonna basically kind of.
It's a little further.
Yeah, so you're gonna find a way, find a place to park near the entrance to Austergard and then just wait.
I mean, I think the good plan is worm goes one way, we go the other, and it just gobbles up all their squishies from behind.
Okay, hold on. Let me check something real quick.
It's on point.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so...
Exasperation.
I'm just thinking about how this would actually play out. Alright, well, so you guys will reach the area around Austergard, and like as you kind of, again, this is all very mountainous region. So as you kind of come over like the peak or ridge of one mountain line, you see down below the entrance, the main entrance to the city. It's like across a valley from you guys, and then you also see over towards the side the different ravines, and you know that the minor entrance is also in one of those ravines. So is the plan just kind of stay at this visible, very far, miles away range until you see if the worm arrives? Give it a day or two?
Yeah.
Um,
Is there a castle teleport ready yet? Do you want to give it like another day?
Castle Teleport's not ready yet. It'll probably be ready
that's
in the
fair.
next day or two.
Okay, maybe we'll just hang out for it to be ready. Then probably shouldn't use it yet, but you know.
Yeah, I mean,
If we're waiting a day
there's
anyway.
absolutely no idea this devil should know we're about to just show up and wreck his day. So
Yeah. So let's keep it that way for a minute to like really solidify a plan.
Okay. So, like, wait like a day or two, see if the worm shows up. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
might as well.
Alright, yeah. And so you're kind of like perched up with your castle part next to like a mountain peak from like opposite the across a valley from this other mountain where you can see way, again, miles away. So it's very, very small still. Can't really make out any details, but you can see in the distance the entrance to the city. And occasionally you think you see movement too. Not large groups of things moving, but there's definitely things moving around the entrance.
It's only a couple more days. My best friend in the world is in enslavement, right? Like, no, not a big deal.
well, could Bree perhaps scout out ahead while we wait? So we're not looking from afar.
I mean, there's 2 rats, and she could also be any creature she wants.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like hawk or something.
Okay.
Or perhaps
Owl.
eagle. Or owl,
Okay.
even.
So
Who knows?
does Bree want to go scouting?
Yeah, I could potentially do that, because then if I do, then that means I'll remember all of it as well.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are
Just-
you gonna turn into then to do this?
Um,
I guess last time you did an owl,
What's a-
right?
yeah, usually my default was to turn into an owl.
Oh yeah, the breakdown of the
Birds.
owl. Yeah.
Are there any, like, certain types of birds around here, so it's not suspicious?
There's owls around here. They're pretty common, actually. The reason owls are good, by
Alright.
the way, is because they specifically have a thing called flyby, a trait called flyby, which means that they don't provoke opportunity attacks when they fly away from something. So basically, they're nimble
Alright.
enough that they can evade attacks better.
Do that one.
Alright. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll be an owl again.
Okay, sounds good. So, so while you guys are here, you're kind of waiting. You're getting people prepared, right? You're distributing that silver dust that people can coat their weapons with, right?
Can I
Distributing.
make sure to have some of that in my pocket?
Yes. Yeah. Well, so do you have a magic weapon? I don't remember.
No, it's for a different reason.
Okay, got it. Because I was gonna say, if you have a magic weapon, you don't, and also spells themselves don't need silver to be effective. It's just
They're
that,
innately magical.
yeah. But
For one person.
yeah. So, anyways, so you're able to kind of wait here, and like the first full day where you guys are here at this spot, Bree can turn into a owl and go fly down there. And Bree, there's plenty of trees on these hillsides, leading up to the kind of like, there's actually a bit of a winding path up to the entrance of this place, the main entrance. There's plenty of trees you can just kind of perch in and look normal, like a normal owl. And you make it up here to one of these trees and kind of just like perch and just start watching. And you also keen eye as an owl, so you're able to see a lot of detail. And what you see is that, sure enough, this main entrance has there's actually like a couple layers. There's like an outer wall and then an inner wall, and on both of them are mainly goblins. You guys had kind of heard that the number of fiends has been thinned over the years, and so the Archdevil has relied on recruiting goblins and other creatures too. So there's a bunch of goblins that you see on the walls. None of them look particularly intimidating. But as you keep watching, you do see, after a while, you do see one that looks a little tougher than the rest. It is a hobgoblin, which, if you don't know, hobgoblins in D&D are like human-sized, roughly, and much more intelligent than normal goblins. Generally, they command lesser goblins. They generally have, like, reddish skin. So there's one of these things, as well as a couple of bugbears. A bugbear is also another type of, like, goblinoid creature. They're kind of brute goblins that are bigger, almost also like human-sized.
Not as pretty as me.
Yeah, they're actually a little bigger than humans. They're like maybe 6.5 feet tall on average, and they're just brutes.
At any point during this travel, were we able to harvest more wyvern poison from the wyverns?
When was the last time we did that?
It's been a while.
They were having a little bit of trouble without you guys, so it kind of takes a little bit to get it going again. The other thing is that the wyverns they're not doing very well right now. Doesn't seem like they're doing well in captivity.
We fed them so
Like they're
many
unhealthy?
apples.
Yeah, like they need to be like flying and stuff, and they're like chained to the ground.
You could try taming them again.
They are. I mean, they were never tamed in the first place. They were just like slightly less angry with Bree and like.
We can make them slightly less angry again.
Yeah. Well, here.
Well,
I mean,
but
I think
anyway,
it's either all or nothing with those.
you could hypnotic daze them and make
I mean-
milking them very easy.
We could do that. And I guess we should do it for this time, but I think we need to go let them free or tame them properly.
No. Like if they're not
In the
doing
future.
great, if they're not doing great, just heal them a little bit. Like
I think he means like mentally.
yeah, part of it's mentally. Like you can't just like cure wounds and cure mental wounds. You can get rid of someone's PTSD.
I'm sorry, does psychological damage come from a different HP pool, or?
Okay. But anyway, so
Damage.
here's what I'll say is that I'll say you guys are able to harvest one more vial of wyvern poison from each of them.
And I think we could try to tame them.
Okay,
but
I'll
we
take one of them.
Yeah. So you have 2 more vials. So
Yeah,
Duncan's
Talvo,
gonna.
you should take the other one.
Yeah.
I'll take one, and I think we should put one. We have ballistas, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should give one to a ballista people.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking we should engage the walls from above with the ballistas.
Okay.
Ballistae.
Yeah.
But
So-
not immediately.
Yeah. So anyways, getting back to Bree. Bree, how long can you stay in Wild Shape for? I think it's like half of your Druid level, so like several hours at this point. It's something like that. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, there it is.
Classic Druid moment.
Yeah, so 4 hours.
4 hours. There we go. So 4 hours is enough. It only took you maybe like an hour or less to fly the couple miles here between you and this place. Probably less, like 20 minutes, and then you could sit here for like 2.5 hours and still have plenty of time to make it back. As you're I'm assuming you'd sit there that whole time to kind of study it out, Bree.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're kind of sitting there, you're like, okay, wait a minute. It's very subtle at first if you didn't know what to look for. You spend enough time here that like most of the time it's just these goblins kind of patrolling on these walls, and occasionally one of these bugbears or a hobgoblin or two. These kind of greater like goblins. Those are not really threats. You guys would know like bugbear is a little more intimidating, but they're still basically they're not really a huge threat to you guys at this point. But then you're like, wait a minute. Every once in a while, you swear you see like a little like shimmer of like reflection or shimmering light in the air, and then you at some point catch it when it happens. You're like, oh, wait a minute. For a split second, a winged little creature was appearing on like a one of the what is it, crenellations, parapets, right? The one of the little wall parts. And you see for a moment a little winged creature that has a barbed like scorpion tail and like red skin and horns. It's an imp. You recognize it as an imp, about a 2 foot tall imp. Every once in a while you see kind of shimmering into existence and then immediately going back invisible again. So there's an imp, and actually now as you're looking, you're like, wait a minute, you think there's multiple. There's imps in this area that are just occasionally perching on the walls. And then as you're kind of getting ready to leave, to go out, go back to the castle and report, then you notice it must be like a changing of the guard, because a bunch of the goblins start kind of heading off the walls. And then you're like, wait a minute, oh shit, like back there and like on the main wall, like near this gatehouse, you see a very large creature towering at about like 9 feet tall, and it's kind of like hunched over. And it takes you a second to even like recognize what you're seeing. It is actually here. Let me get you a picture. Hold on. These things are wild to describe. It honestly, it looks like something from Doom. If you've ever played like Doom, or Doom Eternal. Let me see if I can. Hold on.
Oh no, it's another beholder.
Yeah, totally.
A beholder working with a devil? I don't think so. I mean, I guess Adau doesn't know that, but.
The thing that makes this, it's clearly a fiend, yeah, but this fiend is like kind of hunched over and with like insectoid wings, like fly wings, and also a barbed tail. But unlike the imps that are like 2 feet tall, again, this one with its wings included is like 15 feet tall. Its body is like 8 or 9 feet tall, and it's hunched over. It looks like this. It is actually made almost entirely of like bone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like that, Sam. I am.
Yep.
That looks pretty resistant to piercing.
And this thing, like I said, this thing is like, again, like 8 or 9 feet tall. So those arms are like 10 feet long. Like it's pretty freaky looking. And you kind of just see this Bree like lumbering along the walls, and then in this like infernal tongue. Literally, it's called infernal, right? The tongue of that, the language of demons and devils. It is barking out orders. It's clearly the devil in charge. And even the hobgoblins who seem to command the goblinoids, like basically like, and follow its orders. So.
Goblinoid seems like a bit of a problematic term.
What? That's what they're called. That's literally what they're called. If you go to Goblin, hold on.
These nuts.
Goblin D's nuts. No, Goblin. They literally says in parentheses. Yeah. If you look at Goblin here, it literally says. I'll put it in the Discord. It literally says Goblinoid in parentheses. It's like humanoid, but Goblinoid. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's got a lot of the same energy as Mongoloid. Which...
That's different. That's.
I'm just saying.
No, obviously, that. Oh my god. Well.
Oh, I never knew what the original meaning of that was.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, I figured it was like for the an offensive term for the Mongols. But apparently it's not.
Well, no, it was that.
No,
and then...
it's just insanely racist. It's just insanely racist.
Yeah, that's what it derives from. But it...
Okay.
Yeah, but...
Which is why it's weird poetry's using it in...
That's not like... The goblinoid is not used like that. It's like humanoid. We use humanoid. That doesn't have the connotation.
Maybe it will in 150 years.
Yeah, when we're all computers installed in the Matrix. Yeah. And we all have slime bodies and slime girl waifus. I mean, what? That's just my fantasy, I guess.
Imagine telling on yourself like that.
Yeah, okay. No,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Did that temp HP's gone because it's been multiple days.
Yeah. And also the penalty your HP every day after that you had the penalty, or when you used it. The first day after that you had the penalty again, but now it's gone. You're fine now.
Cool.
So does he have a fart penalty?
Oh yeah, every day you're farting. By the way, sorry, I forgot to mention that. You're actually just permanently woken up by farting now.
Damn. That's yeah. I kind of want to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, because if I cast like lesser restoration on myself, does that change anything?
Actually, that would cure it. Yeah. So.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. You try it, and then the next morning, you're like, oh, look at that, no fart.
It's not.
Yeah.
No fart.
Yeah. So, Bree, would you report back with this information? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask though about the imps though. The fact that they kind of come into existence and disappear. Is that like special, or is that just what they do?
They're going invisible. They have the ability to go invisible. You're able to tell. It's not that they're literally phasing out of existence. It's just that's what it looks like. They're just going invisible.
Why do they like come back? Like, what is the deal with that?
Well, it seems like they can only be like that for a limited amount of time.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah, I guess it looks like I've seen most of the things going on. I could probably fly back.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, you can report this to the group who was busy milking the wyverns yeah.
Yep.
So what's the plan? I mean, I guess you're still waiting for the worm potentially, but
yeah. We have to know if it's here. We have to be on the ground to like give it the command, right?
We have to be on the ground to give it the command, but I feel like we would know if the worm was there.
I can also just sending it knows me now.
Yeah. Okay, so I can change my prepared spells, right?
yep, every day. So
cool. I feel like I'm gonna get rid of like Sacred Flame. That seems like counterintuitive.
Yeah. And you know that in your because you did the research.
well, Sacred Flame, is that a cantrip?
It is.
Yeah. So cantrips you can also replace.
It depends.
But,
yeah, because it might be a class spell.
Yeah, and also Sacred Flame, like cantrips, you can't swap out for other normal spells. They only can be swapped out for, or I think, right? I think that's how it works for clerics. So.
Yeah, I was gonna change it out for a cantrip.
Okay, yeah, that works then.
Yeah. Order domain is not that one, so there. Maybe it's here. 3 cantrips of your choice. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna change that to Word of Radiance.
Okay.
Not that. Oh, did I do that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, how many ballista, whatever, can we bring to bear at once?
Well,
In one direction.
you have 2. One was damaged, but it's been repaired since then.
Yeah.
So you could bring 2. They're both on the front end of the castle. You only have you can only shoot in like a cone in front of you, basically.
Okay. Okay, I lied. Sacred Flame is radiant damage, so I'm gonna keep it because it's not fire.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's. Yeah, I cast. Would you guys agree that when we engage, we should draw out the Bone Devil and then just obliterate it with fucking silvered ballistae bolts?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the idea would be also like the same as fighting Hilda, where we just like buff me up and I try and one-shot it.
How did we buff you up last time, other than giving you the arrow?
Just like
Holy water.
barbaric and sneak
Special water.
attack.
Okay.
Well,
So that thing is probably it looks intimidating on its own. Bugbear's already pretty intimidating, and the Pit Fiend. We haven't even seen him yet or heard if we don't know how powerful they are. Because have you ever fought a Pit Fiend? But
What Eric wants, but
yeah, my buddy Eric. Yeah, happened to my buddy Eric. But I don't know. I feel like we can't just run in there and attack and hope to come out of it.
Oh, no.
I think we're gonna need to strategize a bit.
I think my idea was to try and draw it out if possible. And if not, well then,
Devils are pretty smart though. They're not demons. We're not gonna anger him into coming out. And then, exposing himself, especially because well, wait, has he raided? Does he like raid nearby towns? Like, what does he do?
Not.
What is Zilk here for?
Not often. You would know that occasionally there have been reports of raids of devils, but he never does it himself. The thing is, devils are very, very strictly hierarchical, right? To a fault. They will always delegate stuff out to their underlings.
I will tell you, I can now stand on the bottom of the castle and we can just move it
That's
around
true.
and I can shoot arrows from...
Talvo can literally walk upside down now from his cape.
Yo, that's actually not that's a good idea.
on the
Because
bottom.
the inside of this, like if you could go invisible and just walk in on the ceiling. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work because they have true sight. They're devils.
Well, most devils don't have true sight. Only greater ones. And even a bone devil is not a bone devil. You would know, Duncan, is like middle tier devil.
Middle tier. Okay, mid.
Yeah, it's all in game terms. It's between CR 7 and 12 in that range, right?
Okay, I have no idea. Like, CR does not mean anything to me.
Yeah. Like to put in perspective,
I know that's pretty high.
Well, to put in perspective, like a fully grown dragon is like CR 20, right? And that's
okay.
And that's around what like a pit fiend would be around if it's a normal pit fiend. And
20?
so yeah, and so CR 10 is like about half that, So.
But it's not linear.
The idea
right?
with CR, well, you guys are on level 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So CR 9 means that it would be a normal encounter to put one of those against you.
I mean, here's the thing is I'm also like very fast. I could just attack and then dash away with my bonus action.
Well, I mean, we're in the castle, so I mean, the imps can fly and get up here, and the bone devil has wings, so it can probably fly. But the entire the goblins, they're not Warhammer goblins. They're not going to shoot flying. I mean, maybe they will. I don't know, but they can't fly normally. Bugbears, hobgoblins can't fly, so you can just shoot at them from while they're on the walls.
Well, I mean,
till they go inside, but just like a volley all at once of silvered arrows.
I do know that Helios can make me fly.
True. That's what I was thinking. You walk because it's a dwarven city.
So
yeah, well, you don't have to be fighting.
flying and then get hit, you're falling.
I'm assuming that you guys are going to be spending a couple days making up plans for this, right? Because you're waiting for the worm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you going to be are you going to have Bree scout every day to kind of look at this, or just?
I don't know what you want to do.
I guess we had brief scouting missions to see if it probably is a different animal each time, but to see if there are any significant changes, or if any parties leave.
When there's a guard change or just the bone devil guys out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But also, when they come back to eat, they're getting steak and eggs. They're getting the good food.
Okay. Bree could definitely also. So before you guys come in any decisions, so it's going to be here a few days anyways. The second day, Bree, you can tell that the guard has been doubled. And there's actually even a goblin. Actually, it would be a hobgoblin. One of these hobgoblins that's occasionally on the walls has binoculars or a spyglass and is watching the castle. They clearly know you're here.
Oh, so we're within visual distance?
You are very far, on a distant mountain range, but you could see them. They could technically see you, right?
Fair.
How does Dimension Door work again?
You can teleport
500 feet.
500 feet.
But like, what's the end conditions? Like, what you teleport to?
You have to like
just
know.
know the area.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to see it though. You can go through walls.
Yeah.
So Bree could go in, see the area, commute that to somebody else, and then dimension door.
Except I would have to be there letting them
Bree
through the
does not
door.
have dimension door.
I can't go to somebody else. I have to go through and bring someone.
Yeah.
The way I read it.
It's like, could Bree go in, see?
We have a
tell
scroll
you-
of teleport,
Oh,
and if the
wow.
castle can teleport, we can just wait till they're changing the guard, teleport right on top of them, and then unleash volley of arrows and jump in. But I don't know.
I think I want to save
I think-
scroll of teleport because we can do that anywhere.
Yeah,
I think
I think we should save that as well.
I think this is a good thing to deliberate on for a week and then come back to next week.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
we're not going to deliberate at all. we'll think about it like the 10 minutes before next session.
Yeah, but
Alright.
that means Poetry can't plan for it and we break his session again.
So I will say, Bree is able to kind of report
no.
back this information. Like, okay, they know we're here now, and yeah, do you guys just keep waiting a couple more days, and you would know that the purple worm, if it is going to arrive, it would be in the next day or two.
Okay, what can I see from the castle?
I mean, you know,
Like, now that we know, they know. Oh, never mind.
okay, yeah. Well, either way, let's say that as you guys are kind of like waiting here, making plans, getting people prepared in general. The second night here, so the first night, past that incident. The second night, after Bree kind of reports that, okay, they have spotted you guys. Well, I'm assuming you double your guard probably, right? Since they know you're here now.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 The second night here, you guys are, relaxed and getting ready to go to bed. Well, actually, yeah, you all hop in bed at different times, whatever. In the middle of the night, all of a sudden, Adau, your weapon, starts to warn you. Like, hey, you're under attack. Your weapon starts going off, vibrating violently. And
Oh no.
and I need the rest of you to all make me perception checks with disadvantage because you're asleep. Duncan doesn't need to though.
Do we sleep within 30 feet of each other?
I imagine that you were all probably in different rooms but nearby at the top of the castle.
Frenzy, but
So,
I didn't
one
18
thing.
vote.
What? Go ahead.
I did my perception roll. Those are pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah. But so one thing about the weapon of warning, we haven't really used this rule in the past, but if any my allies within 30 feet are also alerted.
Okay, I would say that
Which because we haven't used it, we don't have to use it. But
no, it
that
makes
is
sense.
technically a feature.
I would say that let's have the way these rooms are set up. You guys probably all have like the nice rooms towards the top of the castle. We're gonna say that it would be like you have a chance of having we'll just randomly decide whose rooms are next to you. The two adjacent rooms would be covered, but someone is gonna be one
Further
too
away.
far. So let's have. I want Britsha, TSM, and Helios. Each of you roll a D100. Whoever gets the lowest is the one getting fucked. Alright, that's 89 for Helios. Helios is probably fine.
I would love to roll. I don't know the hell my fucking mouse cursor is at.
You lost it on your million monitors.
Yeah, it's a monitor problem.
Alright, so then Britsha, if you want to roll a D100. Oh, there we go. I didn't see it first. That was weird. 64. Oh shit. Okay. What you gonna get, TSM? There's a good chance.
Maybe like 100, 900 coming in.
Trying to.
Stalling.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be the one left out in the impending attack. No, you can't do that. That's a fake roll.
Oh, damn you! I thought I was like, ooh, look at that.
No, you have to do You have to do 1d100, not 100.
Oh.
So
You
otherwise,
piece of
it'll
shit.
just give you 100. Because here, watch, I can do.
Thank you.
Nice.
I genuinely cannot throw another curse.
You want me to do it for you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll roll for you. Now you can blame me if it's bad. Okay. Well, so Bree and Helios, you both are. You have a magical what's it called? You have a magical warning go off in your head, like wake up, you're under attack. Wake up, you're under attack. And then yeah, so Bree and Helios, you both lurch awake. And then once TSM is back, I don't know what happened, but
My mouse was literally unplugged.
oh, okay.
That'll do it.
Also, your camera's off now for some reason. So, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so go ahead and roll me TSM a perception check with disadvantage because you still have a chance to just wake up naturally.
Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Insight. By insight, I mean perception.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Okay. And so the rest of you all wake up, and Duncan, you all wake up. You all look around. You're like, wait a minute, there's nothing here. Talvo, you don't wake up, and all of a sudden, thunk, the plunge of a barbed tail goes into your body. As you wake up in pain, as an imp is on you, sitting on your chest, like with its barbed tail in your chest. And next time, we will figure out how much damage it does and what Talvo will do. And the rest of you hear the flapping of wings now, and all of a sudden hear screams from other parts of the castle. You are under attack by imps and devils. Well, imps are devils, so.
I feel like I deserve help.
You get hit once?
Because my mouse
You got
was
hit
not
one
working.
time. The campaign's
No,
over.
no.
Ooh, the roll got hit.
You have no idea how long my mouse just wasn't working.
Yeah.
I was
I know
dying.
everything about tech problems right now.
But yeah, so that will
Ending.
I think that'll do it for us because I actually have a bunch of grading to do. Yay! So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. We should be back next week, right?
It's better than no.
Yeah. The only thing for the next few months we should be good, except for there is at GDQ, Britsha and myself will most likely be there. So.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, Britsha's gonna be running.
Nice.
Yeah, Britsha's running at Pagel. So I'm not running. It's just gonna be Britsha, but I'm gonna be commentating. So
I'm gonna try once we know the
That's epic.
date. Wait, when are the dates released today?
I don't know if this is scheduling.
11th.
Okay, yeah. But either way, so yeah,
A little bit of time, but we'll see.
yeah. So, but yeah, I also found out that one of my favorite Souls game streamers is going to be there, and so I'm going to get to meet them and stuff. So that's cool.
Ooh.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So I guess that'll be it for us. I will find someone for us to host up, and I think that'll be all for us, right? Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week with seeing what happens with this attack.
Our fate.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye bye.
Feel.
Adios.